Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back to talk about all of the fragrances that I wore last week. So I've got plenty. I'm gonna jump right in. I do at first want to apologize for my soaking wet hair. I got out of the shower like an hour ago, but I guess whatever product I put in it, which is a product I use quite often, but it just like will not dry. Maybe because, I don't know, the weather is changing a little bit or something, I don't know, but excuse my sopping wet hair. So I'm gonna start with this little combination. So I knew I wanted to try this new body butter that my lovely friend Jacqueline sent me. This is the Nutrius Brazilian Body Butter Cream, infused with cupuaçu butter. I'm probably butchering that. Coconut oil, acai oil, and guarana extract. This is the like Costco dupe of the Brazilian Bum Bum cream or Boom Boom cream from Sol de Janeiro. This has the exact same consistency as the Boom Boom cream. I mean, when you put it on, you would not know that you're not putting on Boom Boom cream. It has literally the exact same consistency. The smell is a little bit different, but it's still very similar. I think I like this a little bit better. As far as the body cream goes, I layered the Sol de Janeiro Janeiro Cheirosa 62 perfume over it, the one that smells just like the Boom Boom body cream. And I absolutely adore the smell of the perfume, but layered over this, I liked the combination even better. I enjoyed it more than I do with the actual cream, if that makes any sense. Because creams, body creams that are scented just, you know, to match perfume, inevitably are just gonna smell a little bit different from the perfume because you know, the nature of it being a cream. But something about how this one smells and then with the perfume layered over it, it was incredible. It lasted all day long. This was a day that I wasn't able to wear anything else because I smelled like this forever. Oh my gosh, I absolutely adore the perfume. I like the perfume way more than the body cream. The perfume is just delicious. It's warm, it's cozy, it's kind of heavy. It's really sweet, a little bit nutty, caramely. It's just, oh, it's heaven. So yeah, this is definitely a winning combination. I need to pick up a full bottle of this perfume. I'm not even halfway through this one quite yet, but I do want a full bottle of this because I absolutely adore it. And I will wear this all year round. It doesn't have to be summer for me. But anyways, that was the first combo that I used and I absolutely adored it. Okay, next I wore my beloved 4160 Tuesdays fragrance called What I Did on My Holidays. I adore this perfume. It's really, really special to me because this is the first niche perfume I ever bought a full bottle of. I had lots of decants and lots of discovery sets and things before, but this is the first full bottle I ever purchased. And I think that was back in 2016 maybe. So I didn't get into niche. I was like very late to the game with niche perfumes. I absolutely adore this. This is really sweet. It smells like mint ice cream and vanilla and cotton candy and a little bit of sea air. It's phenomenal. It smells so delicious. It's gourmand and it makes your mouth water and it smells so incredible on the skin. And it is an absolute beast. It lasts forever. It's such an amazing scent. It's everything that I love in perfume and it's so well done and it's just so beautiful. I adore it. It makes me feel so good every time I wear this fragrance. And yeah, this is another day that I was not able to put anything else on because this is a beast of a fragrance. I smelled like this until I washed it off the next day. It just, oh, it hangs around forever and I love it. And it's so like comforting. And even the day that I wore this, not long after I sprayed it on, I was getting ready to leave and I was hugging my daughter goodbye. And she was like, "What is that delicious smell?" And I told her, yeah, she just loved smelling it on me. There was something really comforting about the smell of it to her even. And I just love it. It's just an incredible perfume and it could not have been like a better choice for my first full bottle of niche. So anyways, that is 4160 Tuesdays, What I Did on My Holidays. Next, this was a fragrance that I sprayed on for before bed because this is a little heavy for the heat right now, but it's such an amazing bedtime fragrance and I absolutely love this. This is a fragrance from Parfum Gres and this is called Etat de Gres, sorry. This is a gorgeous, warm, sweet vanillic amber. It's so cozy. It's like a traditional smelling amber. It's got a tiny bit of that kind of musty amber in the base, but this one is really sweet and it's also got something kind of fresh in the top. So it's not like a super heavy amber. This is not like a Maison Francis Christian Rensoir or anything like that. It's a little bit lighter, more wearable, again sweeter, but still that beautiful kind of traditional amber. I love it. This is a beast. It lasts forever. I just adore it. If you're an amber lover, I think you would really like it. It's kind of in the vein of Ombre 114 from Histoire de Parfum. Kind of like that, but not quite as nice, but still just really beautiful. It's a great amber. I love wearing this in the fall and winter, but it's still summer and I wore it to bed because I'm just starting to really crave these fragrances and yeah. So I wore that one. This one, it actually says Les Signes de Gres, but Parfum's Gres. And it is called Etat de Gres. Okay, next I wore this beauty. This was sent over from my beautiful friend Jacqueline. This is the fragrance from Eyfel, and this is just the one called W3. Sorry, W3. Somebody did comment and say that that all of the Eyfel fragrances are dupes, which I kind of had a feeling that that was the case with these. And as soon as I smelled this one, because this smells exactly like Burberry Weekend, and she did confirm that this is a dupe of Burberry Weekend. So it's beautiful. I absolutely adore it. I have a bottle of Burberry Weekend and this smells identical to it. Identical. This thing lasted forever too. And these are like, you can get these on the website, I think it's called makeupstore.com, and it is a website based in Poland. And it's such a fun website. Like if you get on there, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole and you'll be on there for hours. There's just so much to look at. But they carry these fragrances and you can find some as low as like $8. I've seen them priced between like $8 and $14. This one was a beast. It lasted forever. I think I was able to put something else on like in the evening, but I smelled like this for a good 8 to 10 hours probably, which is crazy for such an inexpensive perfume. But yeah, I am glad to know that I'm not crazy and it does smell exactly like Burberry Weekend. So anyways, that is Eyfel and that is called just W3, and all of them are that they're all like numbered like that. There's W, U, and M, so women's, unisex, and masculine, and then they all have like a number after them. Next, I wore this LaVanila fragrance. This is LaVanila Vanilla Grapefruit. I love this perfume. This is such a beautiful version of LaVanila, just the original LaVanila. This has a gorgeous creamy grapefruit in it. So it's really light and bright, but it's very creamy because it's, at the end of the day, it smells just like pure vanilla, but with a ton of grapefruit in it. And the grapefruit turns very creamy because it's so vanilla heavy. I love it. It just smells really good on me. It's one of those fragrances that it's just a perfect transition fragrance because it's really warm and cozy and beautiful, and it makes you feel like it's a, fall fragrance, but it works beautifully in the heat. It's a stunning perfume. I love it. Of all of the flankers of pure vanilla, this is one of my favorites. I love vanilla coconut too, but this one is definitely one of my favorites. So anyways, that is LaVanila Vanilla Grapefruit. Such a gorgeous fragrance. Next, I wore one of my little samples, and I'm gonna go kind of out of order. I usually save my decants and samples for the end, but I want to talk about this one first because it explains why I wore a couple of the other ones that I wore. So this is a fragrance called Jacques, and this is from Teone Reinthal. Whenever I did my Smelly Mail video and I was talking about this fragrance, I think I put the wrong fragrance on the screen because I really didn't know who it was by, and I just looked for a fragrance called Jacques. But anyways, thankfully Claire, who is the one that sent this over, left a comment on that video and said that this is a fragrance called Jacques from Teone Reinthal. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And she said, and in the video, I was saying how this reminded me a lot of Shalimar Souffle. She said that this fragrance was kind of based on Shalimar, or was kind of inspired by Shalimar, which is amazing. So, and it really reminds me of Shalimar, but more of like a Shalimar flanker. It really reminds me of Souffle a lot. And I love it. And because I love Shalimar flankers. I just am not in love with the original Shalimar because it's just too much for me. It's got a like gasoline scent on my skin. It turns like gasoline smelling, and I do not love that. But I really love the flankers. So anyways, I wore this and I fell in love with it. And you can see I've only got a tiny bit left. I've got one more good wear out of this. And I'm gonna test it next to Souffle just to see how close they actually are. But yeah, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous fragrance. If you really enjoy Shalimar, especially like the flankers, the way that I do, then I think you would really love this. It's gorgeous. Lasted a very long time on me. Such a beautiful fragrance. Such a beautiful, high quality smelling fragrance. I wore this one, and because I wore this, it got me on a Shalimar flanker kick. I just kept wanting to smell like Shalimar. And in this like Shalimar wearing session that I had, Claire put out a video reviewing the new, I can never say them correctly, but the new Guerlain, Shalimar, Melisme, that's not how she said it. She probably said it correctly. I'm saying it incorrectly, but the Melisme Iris fragrance, and oh my goodness, I immediately was like, I have to have it. So thankfully I have a birthday coming up, and my husband said that he would get it for me for my birthday. So I am super excited that I will be able to at least get that one because I've missed the last two, and people are selling them for incredibly ridiculous prices. And I did not realize how not super expensive they are if you order it directly on the website. The Iris one is like $135, which I don't think is bad at all. I so wish that I would have realized that when the other two came out, the Vanilla Planifolia and the Tonka Bean one, because I want them both so badly, but the people that have them, that are selling them for twice as much, which makes me a little sad, but I think I'll eventually just end up paying it because I want both of them badly. But anyways, because of that, I pulled out some of my Shalimar flankers. The first one I pulled out was this one here. This is Shalimar Parfum Initial. I love this. This is a gorgeous Shalimar flanker. This is light, much lighter even than Souffle. This has got a ton of citrus in it. It's got a lot of vanilla in it. It's just really beautiful. It still has that Shalimar DNA, but it's lighter. This one is really cozy because of the vanilla. It's just one of those fragrances that you're just in this beautiful bubble all day. It lasts forever. I got a good 8-10 hours out of this, and it's just a stunner. If you've got Eau de Shalimar or Shalimar Cologne, I don't think that you need this, because the three of them, Parfum Initial, Shalimar Cologne, and Eau de Shalimar, they all smell so similar that I don't feel like you need, if you've got one, you don't need the others. Sadly, they're all pretty hard to come by now, and they're expensive. But yeah, I do love this. I'm super glad that I have it in my collection, and Yeah, it made me super happy. I definitely went on a Shalimar flanker kick, which I'm not done with yet. I'm gonna wear Eau de Shalimar, I think today, and then I wanna wear Shalimar Souffle as well, and I'm gonna test it against the Jacques just to see if they are actually close or if I'm just imagining things. But anyways, that is Shalimar Parfum Initial. And then I wore Shalimar Cologne. This is gorgeous. This is really lemony. So this is even lighter than Parfum Initial, but it's still cozy because it still has a ton of vanilla in it, and it's got a lot of lemon in the top. It's beautiful. It's not super unlike Parfum Initial. They're similar. This is just more lemon, and Parfum Initial is just more of like a kind of like a nondescript citrus. But this is beautiful. This is like fluffy lemon and vanilla, but still on that Shalimar DNA base. I love it. It's beautiful. This used to be, when I picked this up off of Fragrance Net, it was readily available. It was really inexpensive. And now it's gotten almost impossible to find, and it just makes me so sad. But I am glad that I've got a bottle. But yeah, lasts forever. Just like Parfum Initial, you're gonna get a good 8, 10, 12 hours out of it. It lasts forever. It's a perfect transition fragrance. That's another reason why I'm like getting into my Shalimar flankers a ton, is because it's transition season for me. It's starting to get really cool in the mornings and in the evenings. It still heats up during the day, but it gets really cool at night and in the mornings, and it's just officially transition season for me. And these are perfect transition fragrances. They're cozy and beautiful, but they still have a lot of citrus in them, and they're light, and they're perfect in the heat, and I just love them. So that is Shalimar Cologne. Okay, next I wore this beauty. This is Trish McEvoy 11 White Iris. I love this. This is a perfumey, flowery iris. This is not a powdery iris at all. This is an iris. This reminds me of a fragrance like from the 80s, like an iris perfume from the 80s. I love this. I don't think that this would be safe though. Even if you're an iris lover, you may not love this one, because this smells a little bit mature. I feel like some people would feel like this smells mature. I love it though. It smells clean and almost a little bit soapy to me. To me, this smells like an iris, like guest soap. Like a really nice little bar of, like a little guest soap. I love it. For Mother's Day this past year, my husband and daughter went to the antique shop, and they found me some little soaps that were like little guest soaps, and they smelled incredible, and I could imagine this being in that bunch. I just love it. I love it so much. I haven't smelled something like this in a really, really long time, and I haven't smelled an iris like this in a really, really long time. I love it. It performed pretty well too. I think I got a good 6 or so hours out of this before it wore off and I was able to put something else on. So yeah, it lasted a good long time, and I loved this. So this is Trish McEvoy 11 White Iris. I can't wait to test the other ones that she sent. Okay, next I wore Smells Like Esthero. Esthero she is back in town, and the day that she contacted me telling me that she was back in town and that she would be able to fulfill orders for a little while, it inspired me. Just immediately I was like, ooh, I want to wear my Smells Like Esthero. It was a perfect day for it. I was actually wearing a dress because it was nice and warm, but not like too warm. This is the most perfect, sweet, clean musk. This is the fragrance that catapulted me into being obsessed with musks. I adore it. This one, I had to let this one sit for, I don't know, a little while, because when I first got this, I thought that it wore close to the skin. But now that I've had this for a few years now, it's really, really strong. Like, all of her oils are really, really strong. They're all priced amazingly well. And since she's back in town and able to fulfill orders for a little while, because she is going to be going out of town again and not too far in the future, I'm gonna do a whole video on just my Esthero oils so that if you guys are interested, you can order while she's here. So anyways, yeah, I wore my Smells Like Esthero. It's amazing. I mean, I can't say enough good things about these. They are some of my favorite oils in my collection for sure. And then I wore a couple of samples. So these are the samples that Melissa sent over. This is a Lucky Scent sample. This is 4,160 Tuesdays over the chocolate shop. I have another sample of this as well, also from Lucky Scent. This is an amazing chocolate scent. It's really beautiful and creamy and chocolatey and yummy. It's got maybe a little, like a slight hint of a nuttiness to it. It smells like a chocolate candy bar. It's amazing. For being a chocolate fragrance too, it lasts for a pretty good long time. I think I was able to get maybe 3 or 4 hours out of this, which for me and a chocolate fragrance is really, really good. You know what? It kind of reminds me, it reminds me a little bit of Gallagher Wicked Good. I would love to have a full bottle of this. It's just fantastic. I would love it so much. And I bet spraying rather than like dabbing, and I did use the entire sample all at once. I feel like spraying rather than dabbing would be even so much better. So yeah, that is 4,160 Tuesdays over the chocolate shop. And then last but not least, I wore this one here called Simone Andreoli Malibu Party in the Bay. This is really beautiful. This is lime and coconut. This one reminded me a lot of Virgin Island water, but this one is warmer, maybe a little bit more woody, because this did go quite woody on me in the dry down. Maybe like a little bit more woody. And for when this dried down on me, this one actually went very masculine. I really loved it. I thought it was beautiful. It was an absolute monster. It lasted forever. I don't think I was able to put anything else on the day that I wore this. It's really, really beautiful. This is a gorgeous unisex scent, just like Virgin Island water is. But this one there's something really beautiful, creamy, warm. This one's a little bit more dense smelling than Virgin Island water. I really loved it. I'm not the biggest fan of a unisex scent though, so I would not want a full bottle of this, but I really enjoyed the day that I did wear it. It was really gorgeous. If I were gonna wear this again, I would probably wear like a sweet kind of coconut lotion and then layer this over it to kind of balance out that kind of masculine aspect of it. But I did think it was really beautiful. So yeah, I would say it's like another option if you really love Creed Virgin Island water. So this is Simone Andreoli, and it is called Malibu Party in the Bay. And that is gonna be it, guys. Those are all of the fragrances that I wore last week. I do hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.